This is the Dr. Paul Show, a woman's personal guide to understanding men. And now, here is Dr. Paul.
Hi, this is the Dr. Paul Show. I am Dr. Paul. Do men talk about the women they've had sex with? I am totally amazed at the number of women who email Dr. Paul and ask that question. And the answer is, absolutely. I don't care what they tell you. They do talk about the women they have sex with. You must be kidding. They have to do it. They have to do it because it's ego enhancing. It makes them more macho around their peer group. Now, not all men do this, but what kind of men don't do this? Well, let's see. If you meet a man who really is a class act, he really doesn't have to extol the virtues of his machoism or masculinity. Okay? He doesn't have to do that because he's self-confident and he has it within himself. You know anybody like that? You better hang on to him. Because men talk. If they are one notch down the ladder, they have to tell you everything they possibly can about their conquests. That works. It doesn't work because it doesn't work for you. I will tell you a sad email that I received some months ago. I'm going to bring it up because we did not feature this one on the show. A woman wrote to Dr. Paul, and she said, Dr. Paul, I need your advice. I had dated a man in my office. I'm married. He's married. We had an affair, and he apparently mentioned something to one of his colleagues, a male, who in turn told others. Hello. You know, they say in intelligence agencies, if I tell you, I've got to kill you. Because once one other person knows, it's not a secret any longer. So on a need-to-know basis. Her husband did not get only one telephone call. He got several telephone calls letting him know that his wife was cheating. He sued her for divorce, and he got the domicile custody of the kids. And she sees the kids every other weekend, and she pays for child support to him. How about that? Things happen. Now, her question was this: Dr. Paul, should I call his wife and tell her what this is all about? I am Dr. Toughlove. What do you think my answer is? Undeniably, call her immediately, if not sooner. This guy did not man up. He had an affair with you. Instead of saying, hey, look, I see what's happening in your life. I'll get divorced and we'll get married. He has to man up to this. He didn't do it. He let her take every type of persecution she could possibly get. And she asks me because she wants to validate what she wants to do, and I'm giving her validation. Yes, I'm Dr. Toughlove, but if this man already did this to his wife once, he will continue doing it until he gets caught. He is a serial cheater in the worst way. Not only did he cheat, but he told. He couldn't help himself because his ego wasn't strong enough to not let it be said. He had no class in his act. He was just a person who needed to have ego enhancement and prove to his buds that, hey, I'm macho, man. I'm, Susie over there in the computer area. Hey, she and I are having a good time, buddy. The word's out. They can't help it. So the answer is very openly, yes, men do talk. Some don't, but they really have to be classy. They really have to have self-confidence and know in themselves. They don't have to. They're the kind of guy that other men tell about their conquests. They may come up and say, hey, Dr. Paul, guess what I did? Don't tell me. I don't know. I was with this woman. I don't want to hear it. That's your business. I don't need it. What does that do to them? I say that to somebody. No, I don't need it. Because it's not about the woman that they've been with. It's about them. They want to tell you how important they are. It's their ego. I'm macho. I'm like the other guys. Oh, wow. No, you're not. You're a loser. Done. So, hey, listen. If a guy tells you that he's not going to tell, and especially in a case where this situation, someone's married and they're cheating, and then they tell their buddies, and he's married too, what are you thinking? And again, I go back to the original question. Yes, tell the wife what's going on. Tell her that you will witness in her divorce, and you tell her specifics. Yeah, I want to tell you this really happened because I know that he has a mole at 11 o'clock above his belly button. I know that he has an appendix scar and whatever other personal information you can give to him. Like, yes, he wears boxer shorts with lips all over them. I've seen those boxer shorts or whatever he may wear. So she knows, hey, this woman is not just giving me a story. This is the fact. This is the real deal. Now, what happened to her in the office? Everybody's whispering, right? Just because he couldn't keep his mouth shut. And you ask me, do men tell about the women they've had sex with? Of course they do. Can't help themselves. That's the way they are. Unless you truly find somebody, again, who is a class act. And that is not a very common situation. It's a very rare situation. I'm talking about some places that people have been that have had this happen in offices. I had an office where something like that happened. And oftentimes, and most oftentimes, the woman is the one who gets burned. Hopefully that is not going to happen anymore, but frequently it does. All right, we answered that one. And I think we answered it thoroughly. And I believe that in the event that you are a man and you sit there and listen to this and you're telling your buds that you're seeing this woman, and you're, having a good time with her, get over it. Man up. Be a man. You don't have to tell other people. Show some class. Put some class in your act. And ladies, at least understand and have an understanding with them that you're not going to put up with that, not for 1 second. And if you're going to get involved like this woman did, you have an affair with a guy, he's got a significant other, you have, you're going to do this, you tell him right up front. If you say anything to anybody, I'm calling your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance, whatever it may be, and I'm going to let her know. So, heads up, buddy. That's the way it is. Duh, you wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would. I would. I definitely guarantee and promise you I would. So keep your mouth shut. Otherwise, go away. I don't need you. Now, you're not going to do that typically because, but I like him. You'll pay the price later. Trust me. Let's go to another subject, and that subject is Dr. Drew. I'm going to say this. It's all within you. I have not in the past mentioned people's names, but when it gets irritating to me, I have to. Look, Dr. Drew had a woman on the show who was a very nice woman, and she said that, in fact, she was great. And they said, two people that he had as guests, you're not married because of you. It's all your fault. And Dr. Drew agreed. He had two so-called relationship consultants on the show, neither of whom I would have had as my guest, but that's another story. Look, when you discover that you're not getting married within the framework of the group that you're involved with, do yourself a favor. Change groups. You're probably fishing too low. Go to the next level. If you find that these people out there that you're associating with are not interested in pursuing you, it's probably because they know you have more on the ball than they have. It's not you, it's them. Oftentimes, there may be something about you, true. But we oftentimes evolve in the same circle. So when we say, look, nobody wants to marry me. This is a very attractive woman, seemed very nice. And that, without any other knowledge, is what they said to her. Oh, it's all within you. Brush it off. It's all within you. No, I don't agree with that. Dr. Paul does not agree with that. And I'm going to call them to task when they do this, just like I called to task Dr. Phil. That's the same thing. Dr. Drew, you're a good medical doctor. Do what you do best, okay? I'm a relationship expert, consultant. I do what I do best, okay? I have a PhD, you have an MD. Let's do what we do best, and let's not put ourselves in a position to give people misinformation. That woman went home, and she felt very badly about herself. Probably got depressed. Wow, it's all my fault that I can't get somebody to marry me. It's all my fault that somebody doesn't get serious with me. No, it isn't. I want you to look at where you are and say, well, maybe I'm in the wrong category. Maybe I have to get into a better group of people, get with a better class of people that may appreciate me for what I am. Oftentimes, women are so desperate and feel they need a man in their lives that they will go lower on the socioeconomic scale than they have to. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get to that point where you are, where you're going to feel comfortable with others, and you're going to find the person you want. So in the event that you want to say it's my fault, well, yeah, maybe you're in the wrong circle of friends. So therefore, move up. That's what you need to do. That's what it's all about. Don't let other people tell you what to do. Oh, you'll never get married. It's all your fault. What a horrible thing to tell somebody. That totally was absolutely unacceptable to me. If I could have called that show immediately, I would. So I'm doing it on my show. I'm letting you people know you're wrong. You never need to do that to somebody. You had no knowledge whatsoever where she was. You didn't ask, but you made this patent statement. It's all your fault. That doesn't fly with me. You can't look at someone and say, oh, it's all within you. You don't know that. Ask her, well, where are you going? Ask her a few questions. Who, what, why, where, when, how? Where have you been? Are you in the same circle all the time? You need to change circles. Wow, amazing. Truly amazing. Life goes on. I think we're looking at about a break time right here. We'll be back after these messages. This is Dr. Paul.
Have a question for Dr. Tough Love? Call him live in the Tampa Bay area, 727-441-3000. Or you can call him toll-free at 866-826-1340. You can also send him an email at doc@askdrpaul.com. The Dr. Paul Show will be right back after these messages.